Scandals, intrigues, and a fight for a place next to the king. What lies beneath the Christmas traditions of the British monarchy? Why might Prince Andrew lose his home? And could Camilla become the leading character in a royal family drama? What offensive gifts are still whispered about in the royal corridors? And who will never again take their seat at the festive table in Sandringham? Today, we're taking you behind the scenes of the most lavish yet intensely dramatic Christmas within the royal family. Expect secrets they'd rather keep hidden, rare details, and unexpected twists. Why is this Christmas being called possibly the last for the Windsors as we know them? Get comfortable. It's time to unveil all the most intriguing stories right now. When Christmas in the royal family is governed not just by family values, but also by rigid rules. Even the warmest of holidays can transform into a parade of status and perfection. At Sandringham, members of the royal family gather to spend the season abiding by long-standing traditions. But not every one of the 45 guests attending this grand event has legitimate reasons to be there. And let's not pretend. A cozy family idol is nowhere to be found. Let's start with the external glamour. Women are expected to change outfits up to 5 times a day, donning ever-new dresses, while men are required to appear in perfectly tailored tuxedos. After all, the dress code is rule number 1 for a royal Christmas. It all starts to seem as though postures, perfectly timed curtsies, and flawless smiles matter far more than the festive cheer. Naturally, Prince William, Kate Middleton, and their children must take center stage. After all, without them, royal celebrations might lose their appeal altogether. Yet, the day begins with something quite peculiar to most of us: a strictly separated breakfast. Former palace chef Darren McGrady, who spent 7 years at Sandringham, revealed a fascinating detail: men and women dine separately. No family-style get-togethers here. The men are treated to a hearty feast of eggs, fish, bacon, and mushrooms. Meanwhile, the women are served a light menu: fruit, toast, and a cup of coffee, courteously delivered to their rooms by the staff. However, there are personal exceptions. As always, individual dietary preferences reign supreme. For example, King Charles III has remained loyal to his routine of muesli, plums, and honey for years. By lunchtime, strictly set at 1:15 in the afternoon, all must prepare for the main meal of the day. The long, immaculately laid table features the royal centerpiece: turkey, traditionally raised right on the Sandringham estate. A lavish spread of side dishes accompanies it: crispy potatoes, parsnips, Brussels sprouts, and of course, the quintessential English Christmas crackers. Seating arrangements are meticulously assigned with name cards at each place. No room for confusion here, as protocol dictates everything down to the smallest detail. Interestingly, at these gatherings, couples are never seated together, a long-standing tradition that annoys many attendees, particularly those accustomed to showing their close bond in public. This recalls the days of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, who were known for breaking the inviolable royal etiquette by sitting side by side, and often holding hands, much to the dismay and irritation of other guests. Lady Colin Campbell, author of a book about the couple, remarked, "Harry and Meghan didn't understand that privacy is a privilege that belongs behind palace doors. Formal gatherings are not the place for such freedoms." This year, however, Sandringham will be without the pair who now live across the Atlantic. And it seems even the traditional exchange of gifts isn't extending all the way to sunny California. Speculation in the British press suggests that relationships between Harry and the royal family remain tense, and, according to some sources, worse than ever. But tensions in the royal household aren't solely fueled by the younger son's endless missteps. Rumors are swirling about friction between King Charles III and Prince William. The monarch, acutely aware of his limited time on the throne, appears to be under enormous pressure. Meanwhile, his wife, Queen Camilla, is reportedly preparing for her role as a dowager queen when the time comes. Yet there's a snag: her place in the family after Charles's passing might become somewhat peripheral. Years of marriage have not spared Camilla from the shadow of strained relations with the Windsors. If things take a wrong turn, she may find herself relegated to the outskirts of royal life, never fully achieving acceptance within the family. While Sandringham gears up for another perfect Christmas filled with culinary traditions and polished etiquette, behind the scenes, tensions are simmering. One gets the sense that in the hearts of Britain's first family, the warmth of the season is noticeably absent. As the estate prepares for its annual grand festivities, the Windsors once again find themselves at the center of gossip. It seems the challenges inside the palace walls and the hearts of its residents show no signs of easing. One hot topic this season is Queen Camilla's personal residence. Allegedly, it is for her sake that King Charles III is considering reshuffling the family's housing arrangements. Rumor has it that the monarch plans to grant Camilla lifetime use of the Royal Lodge, a luxurious 30-room estate. However, this decision places his brother, Prince Andrew, in a challenging position, especially as he already faces financial difficulties. The cost of maintaining the estate is steep, around £2 million a year. Known for his strict approach, the king has reportedly cut off Andrew's usual financial support, forcing the prince to rely on his daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, to make ends meet. According to reports, the two princesses have been covering some of their father's expenses. But the question remains, how long will they be willing or able to do so? And will they continue to spend their wealth for the comfort of a parent who is, to put it mildly, not a favorite within the royal circle? Speaking of absences, despite receiving an invitation, it wouldn't surprise anyone if someone from the York branch chose to skip Sandringham this year. Reports suggest that Princess Eugenie is considering celebrating Christmas far from the grandeur of royal traditions, possibly at Harry and Meghan's home in sunny California. Notably, Eugenie was recently absent from a Christmas concert organized by the Princess of Wales, Kate Middleton. Coincidence or another sign of royal discord? Meanwhile, another figure is raising eyebrows among the royal circle. Tom Parker Bowles, Queen Camilla's son. For the first time, he will spend Christmas with the Windsors. Though he is King Charles's godson and the Queen Consort's son, Tom has never been particularly close to the royal family. His presence at such a sacred holiday for the Windsors has already sparked conversations. Reportedly, Prince William is not pleased with the decision, viewing it as a breach of tradition, which for decades dictated that only members of the royal family attend the festivities at Sandringham. Tom, however, takes a different view. Mum said she'd be delighted to have me there. It's been a tough few years for her. And as you grow older, you realize how important it is to cherish such moments. It seems Camilla has chosen to prioritize spending the holiday with her loved ones, even if that means breaking a few traditions. Nevertheless, most guests at Sandringham are likely to uphold the strict protocols. The guest list includes the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh and their children, Earl James and Lady Louise, as well as Princess and her husband, Vice Admiral Sir Timothy Lawrence. Also expected are the King's cousin, Lady Sarah Chatto, with her husband and children, the Earl of Snowdon, son of the late Princess Margaret, as well as the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester and Prince and Princess Michael of Kent. Among them will be the widowed Lady Gabriella Windsor. As always, all guests must adhere to the stringent dress code, particularly the women. To maintain the festive sparkle, ladies change outfits multiple times a day, from breakfast to an afternoon stroll, to lunch, and ending with an evening buffet. Royal experts confirm that wardrobe changes can reach up to 5 times a day. But this is no frivolous demand. It's an essential part of the ritual, where appearances play a crucial role. The grand festivities at Sandringham may seem, on the surface, like the pinnacle of British family life. But behind palace walls, passions continue to smolder. Personal conflicts, financial strains, and the clash of tradition with modern reality all add weight to a holiday that aims to showcase not just protocol, but the illusion of family harmony. Yet the burning question remains, how much longer can this fragile illusion hold? Christmas feasts and evening buffets at Sandringham have long stood as symbols of tradition, elegance, and splendor. But with each passing year, royal festivities increasingly come with undertones of intrigue, rumors, and predictions of future rifts within the dynasty. One such tradition is the dessert served at the family's festive dinner, often seen as a tribute to the late Queen Elizabeth II. Among her great culinary loves was an opulent chocolate cake, the crowning glory of the evening meal for years. Yet, as is customary, the children will once again not dine at the main table. Younger family members are seated at their own area, where a specially prepared turkey and child-friendly desserts are served. King Charles III personally oversees the menu, ensuring it adheres to his strict dietary standards. Known for his unwavering commitment to organic foods, the monarch has established a new rule. Every ingredient at the Christmas banquet must be of organic origin. Charles's deep love for nature and his environmental focus have long been apparent, but his ascension to the throne has made the changes to royal traditions even more pronounced. One notable example is the removal of foie gras from the menu, a delicacy that, by many accounts, clashes with the king's principles. The day proceeds in clockwork fashion, continuing with the customary afternoon tea, where unhurried conversations take place against the backdrop of stunningly refined Christmas decor. Later in the evening, the guests will enjoy a buffet, a mainstay of the Christmas schedule. However, despite the grandeur of the event, fans of royal tiaras may be disappointed once again. It remains a firm tradition that such symbolic adornments, reserved for official ceremonies, are not worn at private family gatherings. Still, Queen Camilla and the other royal ladies' passion for jewelry will surely be on full display, with dazzling diamonds and legendary pearl necklaces prepped to elevate the evening's festivities. Despite the warm and inviting ambience of the celebration, a shadow of uncertainty lingers over this year's gathering. This Christmas may be the last one of its kind, royal commentators frequently whisper. These ominous predictions stem not only from concerns over King Charles III's health, but also from the mounting tensions within the family. Conflicts, schemes, and palpable discord among the Windsors have long ceased to be a guarded secret. The murmurs grow louder. When William assumes the throne, he is expected to overhaul the structure of the Christmas celebrations at Sandringham beyond recognition. Many anticipate that the future monarch will tighten the guest list, meaning some familiar faces could disappear from festive gatherings entirely. Chief among those potentially excluded are individuals who already struggle to fit the image of the ideal royal family. The Yorks, plagued by one scandal after another, they may no longer be welcomed at family dinners. The Parker Bowleses, whose presence this year raised eyebrows, their future participation may also be in jeopardy. Yet, an even more intriguing question arises: what about the Middleton family? Kate, as the wife of the future king, undeniably holds a royal status that affords her and her family certain privileges within the holiday circle. But what approach William will take is anyone's guess. It's possible his innovative vision could disrupt not only old traditions but also the public facade of royal life itself. As the magnificent Sandringham estate approaches yet another decade in its storied history, the winds of change are palpable within its walls. The universal drive to present a picture-perfect family idol clashes with the stark divergences behind closed doors. The impeccably set tables, polished jewels, and carefully chosen outfits are but a mask obscuring ever-deepening fractures within the iconic royal family. The glitz and tradition of Sandringham are merely the tip of an iceberg that conceals a treasure trove of untold stories and unseen tensions. For instance, a spot at the Christmas table has long been less a cozy family moment and more a barometer of simmering grievances. In this context, seating arrangements are far from arbitrary. They carry a weighty symbolism regarding one's status within the family. Closest to the king sit the heir to the throne and his immediate family, gradually progressing toward more distant relatives at the far end of the table. Those seated on the periphery understand without explanation. This placement signals just how welcome they are this year. Even the youngest attendees aren't exempt from these unspoken dynamics. At the children's table, which is traditionally set up in a separate room, the rules may be less formal but are reportedly growing stricter with time. Rumors suggest that young Prince Louis, William and Kate's youngest child, allegedly caused some displeasure for the king at last year's festivities and was consequently placed at a more distant spot within the children's area. While this remains conjecture, whispers among palace staff lend credibility to such anecdotes. Meanwhile, post-Christmas games and traditions at Sandringham continue as usual. For instance, the customary game of charades, held in the evening, might seem like harmless fun. But for the Windsors, it's more a stage to exhibit wit and demonstrate intelligence. While younger family members may still enjoy it as a lighthearted activity, the older generation reportedly sees it as an opportunity to assert their position within the dynasty. Observers have noted Queen Camilla's consistent efforts to dazzle the crowd during these games. Year after year, she selects playful skits or comedic acts to entertain. Unfortunately, her attempts don't always sit well with everyone. Princess, and known for her no-nonsense attitude and reserved demeanor, is said to exhibit visible annoyance at such theatrical displays. Another subject fraught with sensitivity is that of Christmas gifts. Contrary to public assumptions of extravagant royal exchanges, the family maintains a tradition of giving inexpensive, often humorous gifts. This custom challenges the creativity and humor of the giver. However, there have been instances where someone crossed the line. A few years ago, insiders reported that Meghan Markle gifted Queen Camilla a leather dog collar bearing the word bossy, a gesture that led to a week of frosty silence between the wives of the two brothers. While the incident is rarely spoken of now, it remains a legendary example of royal Christmas drama. The traditional post-dinner stroll is another activity with hidden layers. More than an opportunity to stretch one's legs, it serves as a time for discreet and, at times, contentious conversations. This year, the walk to St. Mary Magdalene Church is expected to be accompanied by whispered discussions about Prince Andrew's future role. The Duke of York's ongoing controversies have long been a thorn in the royal family's side, and some members reportedly see no reason to conceal their opinions on the matter. Sources claim that Sarah Ferguson, Andrew's ex-wife, attempted to persuade the king through their daughters to rethink any potential decision to evict Andrew from the royal lodge. For Andrew himself, this struggle is said to be as much about preserving his image as it is about retaining a home. Supposedly, he's deeply invested in demonstrating he remains an integral part of the dynasty, despite the mounting odds against him. The palace staff, particularly the chefs, face immense pressure during this festive period. Organizing the Christmas feast isn't just about meeting royal demands. It also requires adapting to last-minute changes in the menu. For example, rumor has it that this year the king requested a rare variety of organic vegetables grown on his estate in Highgrove, while one guest insisted on using only sugar substitutes in desserts instead of traditional sugar. Even the semblance of simplicity in the buffet belies days of meticulous preparation. Every dish must not only meet exacting standards but also align aesthetically with the grandeur of the occasion. Even the rose petals adorning the dining tables aren't exempt from these rigorous standards. They're delivered fresh in the morning from a carefully selected garden under close supervision. Every detail must be perfect because Sandringham is not just a holiday venue. It is a symbol of royal precision. The day concludes with a gathering around the fireplace and one final ritual, sharing family stories. The children prepare small performances, and the family reflects on shared memories. Yet, what is meant to be a cozy moment can sometimes veer into something else. Recent years have seen these recollections frequently touch on the late Queen Elizabeth II. Some anecdotes from her life occasionally spark discomfort during the conversations, especially those concerning her early marriage to Prince Philip. In these moments, the narrative begins to feel less like a celebration of past greatness and more like a strained attempt to draw warmth from fading memories. Despite the complex undercurrents within the royal family, the splendor and pageantry of Sandringham remain a cherished symbol of British Christmas. Yet behind the glittering facade lies an intricate web of personal tensions, disagreements, and an ever-widening chasm between the idealized image and reality. Christmas at Sandringham is not just the sparkle of diamonds and flawless etiquette. It's also a stage for intrigues, conflicts, and hidden dramas. Who in the royal family will be the next victim of the inevitable changes sweeping through the Windsors? Will we ever see Prince William's new rules in action? And most importantly, can we really talk about family harmony when Christmas turns into a battle for influence? Share your thoughts in the comments about the scandals within the royal family. And if you enjoyed this glimpse behind the palace curtains, give this a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the most captivating stories from the world of kings, queens, and their complex, often controversial lives.